everyone, I'm Sanjana, Jay and Jay's Fireside Chat Coordinator, and I'm here with Claudia for another Fireside Chat. Claudia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation, Sanjana.
Of course. So to begin, please tell us about your educational and professional backgrounds and the path that you took to get to where you are today.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, I'm Claudia Figueroa. I'm a chemical engineer. I studied in Mexico. Actually, I'm Mexican, and I relocated to the US very, very recently in the last 3 months. I've also studied several diplomas in Mexico on marketing, finance, strategy, sales, and recently finished top management program and executive MBA at a business school also in Mexico. Well, a little bit of my professional background and professional experience. So as I said, I'm a chemical engineer and started working. My first experience working as a chemical engineer was in Colgate-Palmolive. So, measuring all the perfumes and measuring ingredients for different products for Colgate-Palmolive. So I was in a lab in a research center. Liked it very much for the first year. But then I had an opportunity to come to the sales, to the commercial side. And you know what? I enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it so far. I've been developing the last 20 years in sales, marketing, business areas. Of course, always related to chemical products because I'm a chemical engineer. So I've been selling, from pigments for coatings, finish automotive coatings for architectural applications, for automotive applications, for coil and coil applications. So everything around chemicals, starting from monomers or petrochemicals up to finished goods. And I really, really enjoy it very much. I've been working in companies like Colgate, chemical companies like BASF or Clarion, and now Honeywell, which is actually not a true chemical company. It's an industrial software company, but I enjoy so much working here too.
That's awesome. And it's cool that you got the business and engineering components into your job. It seems like, you got that wide variety, but they're pretty closely linked too. So it seems like a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've been also, geographically speaking, started being responsible for an area, a country like Mexico, then extended to Mexico, Central and the Caribbean for a couple of years. And then the last 3 years, I was responsible for Latin America. So more than 20 countries in Latin America, from Mexico up to Argentina. And recently, starting May, I have a global responsibility. So for me, it's really great because literally the globe, right? All the continents, all the regions, for me, it's amazing how we can connect with other persons around the world. How can we learn from them? How can we benchmark? How can we learn from their mistakes? How can they learn from ours? How can we grow? So for me, this global role has been amazing. Again, in the chemical industry side. So grateful for this opportunity.
That's awesome. And I'm so glad to hear that you love where you ended up.
Yes. I'm here. I'm here in Honeywell in a global role. And you know what? It's kind of a challenge because, as I said, I've always been in true chemical companies, and Honeywell is not a true. It's very diversified. So we sell from aerospace, systems, softwares, connection solutions, and also on materials. So it has been very, very challenging also, but interesting at the same time, because the culture of the company makes you like get the most out of you, right? It's really glad. I like it. I like it very, very much.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So my next question for you is, did you have any significant extracurricular experiences in high school and or college that you feel really helped you later on in your career?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very curious, and I have always participated in several groups outside my day to day. I'll give you some examples. One of them is, well, I like languages a lot. So I was an English teacher for 10 years, parallel to my high school and my college years. I was teaching English at a language institute in Mexico. So this was a great experience because, handling teams, sharing the knowledge with others, even though you know a little bit or a lot of something. For me, the only idea of sharing knowledge with somebody is like great. It's a gift for me, and hopefully it's a gift for the others, right? Because it's a way of transferring all these you can know. So for me, it was great. I stopped teaching because then I started traveling a lot in my job as a chemical engineer, but I really like that a lot. Another thing I did was, I studied internationally. So I came to the US actually to study one semester of my career, and I took this as a great experience. I really, really encourage all of you to try to have an international experience, right? It could be to, if you are living in US, to Latin America, you could go to Asia, you could go to Europe, you name it. Right now, the globe is really very close to us, and it could be virtual now with all this health situation, but it could also be face to face. Now we are reopening doors, but I really, really encourage you to try to do some studies internationally, because it open your mind, open your perspective, right? Sometimes we think that when we live is like the center of the world, and well, it's not, right? There are many, many areas, many places to learn from. So this for me was a great experience. Of course, not easy, right? When leaving your hometown by yourself, and you are, student, you are 20, you are 19 years old, and then you go by yourself, but it's great. I definitely encourage you to take that opportunity. um Another thing that I did when I was in high school was, I was a paramedic in Mexico, because at some point I was very attracted to the health world, to the health careers. And I was like, well, maybe I will be a dentist, because my family, many of them are dentists, or a doctor. And the other path I had was engineering, because my father is an engineer, to a chemical engineer. So I was like, well, I'm going to try to be a paramedic. I studied it for almost a year, and then I spent another year in ambulances. And it was such a great experience, because of course it helped me realize that maybe the health world was not for me. I really enjoy a lot much more the chemical world, the math world, the science world. But at the same time, I managed to help others. Of course, this was voluntary. I didn't get one single dollar for whatever. It was a learning and a helping experience. I have the idea, I have the philosophy that everything you do in life, either work or study, it's a two-way. It's a two-way. You always learn, and you always get something from the others. So when you are in for example, in this paramedic thing, well, you service others, but you get so much from others too. When you are teaching, the same. I mean, you teach the little or things, but then you get also this excitement from the other side. So this, for me, it makes me feel like alive. It makes me feel helpful, useful, for the society I live in. I really like it. um Also, maybe another one, I've always been so concerned about our environment, about everything that is happening around our world, in terms of climate change and global warming and so on. So I've also been a little bit volunteering and also donating in associations like Greenpeace, for example. Sometimes I don't have like all the time to go and do something with my hands and with the time and with the resources, but I try to participate with some donations, with some conferences. So I really like that. Again, this is an experience where you give and you get, right? There's always an exchange. So, well, I really like a lot this experience. And maybe finally, I can also share that I like other languages. I studied several languages when I was in high school and in college. And for me, this has also been a door opener, not only to meet people, but to meet cultures, to understand. I'm a very fan of diversity. So how can you know better a person or a country but by learning the language, right? By learning the culture, learning how they think, what's their concern, what's their cultural background. And the better and the most you learn from others, the better you can understand, and the better you can approach them, and the better you can have like a this community. And well, I like a lot of languages, and these maybe are some of the things, significant extracurricular experiences I had during my high school and college times.
Yeah, it seems like you had a lot of experience in a wide variety of fields and definitely took risks. And that's something that's very inspiring. And it's something that I should definitely do more. So thank you so much for sharing.
Sure, Satana.
So my last question for you is, what advice would you give to young people who will be embarking on their professional lives soon?
Good. I have several, and maybe I have already said some of them during the first two questions, but I will emphasize on some of them. First, be curious. As I said, try to learn from different things, right? It's not like, oh, I'm an engineer and then I'm gonna study around engineering my life. No. I mean, try to really pick other areas, right? Uh, because only through these other areas is where your mind can open to other possibilities. So this could be like my first piece of advice. Be curious. Second one is be open to career opportunities. Maybe right now you are studying engineering, or you're studying law, or you're studying finance, and then as you progress, you realize that, yeah, you may be a very good lawyer, a very good business person, but then why not also having like a parallel career, or shifting a little bit your career, right? It's like me. I started in engineering, and then I came more to business, but I enjoy it so much. I really enjoy it so much. And this could be like actually my third tip, right? Enjoy, have fun in whatever you do. You really need to make the most out of it, because here in the world, in the day-to-day job, sometimes there are so many deliverables, so many meetings, so many challenges, that they are there and they're going to continue to be there. But if you don't have fun, if you don't enjoy, if you don't, have all this spirit and drive and energy to enjoy, it doesn't make sense, right? And this doesn't have to do with age or with experience. It has to do with your personality, right? To really enjoy and have fun. Maybe another piece of advice that it has helped me a lot during my career is try to get a mentor. A mentor, which ideally a mentor or a coach is outside your day-to-day world. Sometimes we have our boss, we have our parents, we have our colleagues, but they are in our same world. And sometimes it's good that you have someone from the outside. You go to this person and say, well, I have these goals, I have these challenges, I'm doing this and this and this. What do you think? It's very good to have other perspectives. It helps so much. And many times I also say this: don't think that the mentor and the coach is going to solve you the world, or give you the solution. No, you have the solutions, right? Because you have all the tools in your hand to take that decision or that solution. Maybe sometimes you just need like this push, or this challenge from somebody else outside your world, so that you can really make that decision or that next step, or apply a solution to your current challenge. The last piece of advice I would give to all of you is be grateful. You know, a grateful person is always welcome. It's always open to receive more. It's always open to give more. So trying to not to complain about the everyday, because there are so many things to complain in this life, being a student, being a son, being a neighbor, being a, but let's look at the other side. There are so many bright things to be grateful for. Try to be a grateful person wherever you are, wherever you are. Be a respectful person too. Try to show respect to those around you. And truly care for others, genuinely care for others, be it your boss or your colleagues or your direct reports. Because you might be like the most intelligent engineer or the smartest person in the room, but honestly, we are humans, right? And we really need to bring these values and continue pursuing these values wherever we are. This will be my piece of advice, Anjana.
Wow, thank you so much. That was fabulous advice. And overall, this was such an awesome session. So thanks again for joining us.
Sure, anytime. Thank you. Thank you for the pleasure of inviting me.